Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would show you a little update on the plants that I unboxed about 2 months ago now. They have been doing really good for the most part, and then I'll show you basically just a plant tour. Yeah, stay tuned. I guess I won't leave you hanging too long. Okay, so first plant, I have my lovely, little over a year old Nepenthes. Here's the tag, in case you want to get one yourself. I got all my carnivorous plants from predatory plants, so just so you know if you want to get one. So what I do every day is I keep it in this little thing to keep the moisture level up. Seems to be working really well. Remember in my last video I had just come back from a trip and all of the pitchers had died because I told my brother-in-law to spray them, but he didn't know that he was also supposed to water, so he didn't water, he just sprayed. So they all died except one, and that one died since then, but it's been doing really well. Like, look at these big leaves that's been growing. These ones here are what I had to cut off before or after vacation, when I filmed the last video. And I've been feeding this. Maybe I shouldn't keep this in the window, it's getting hot. I've been feeding this like maybe once a week, maybe a little less, to this guy. I haven't been feeding it like ever since then, but every once in a while I feed. I drop it in one of the pitchers, and so look, they've got one pitcher growing and one pitcher getting ready to grow, and then another leaf starting to grow. This is the most growth I have ever seen out of this guy. He stayed a baby for a really, really long time, so I'm really excited with his growth, and I think a lot of it has to do with obviously the feeding supplement, but I think the rest of it has to do with me making sure that I keep up his watering and the fact that I keep him in this little humidity box, because since he's in the house, it doesn't get it gets very dry. Be right back. That little intrusion was my packages, so yes, I'm excited. I actually might film an unboxing after this. It's not plant, it's nail stuff, so I think I will. I think I'll film an unboxing, so look out for that video probably next week. Anyway, back to business. Okay, anyway, so he's been doing really well. So if you'll remember, this guy was brand new, and under these new leaves that have grown, he's popped off. Like, I don't even know if you can see the tiny baby leaves from how big he was when I first got him 2 months ago. I've been keeping him, I was keeping him in here, but this guy started to get too big. So I just recently this week moved him into this little container that I found. We couldn't find the lid for it, so I was like, heck yeah, what a great container. So anyway, you can see those teeny tiny little leaves. It's kind of insane, his growth, because he went from those baby little leaves to all of a sudden having huge leaves. And now these pitchers are big enough to actually have liquid in them. So I haven't done this most of the time because I'm trying not to overload the tiny little pitchers, but I put a drop of this in, and I think that's one of the reasons that it's been doing so awesome. So very excited about that. But it's cute to see the size discrepancy. It's only a year different, but that's how much you can grow in a year. That's awesome. I thought I was being a really bad plant mom for him, and maybe I am, but I've definitely come a long way since I first got him, and so hopefully this little guy won't do so rough, because I'll have everything kind of like, settled by the time he gets to that age. But anyway, so here is one of the sundews that I bought recently. You can see here's a little tag too. And then oops, I can't aim when I'm looking through the camera. He hasn't really, well, he has grown, don't get me wrong, but it hasn't been like this tremendous, fantastic, amazing growth. But he is blossoming right now, and he kept trying to grow more. Oh gosh, sorry. He kept trying to grow more and more and more and more blossoms. but I knew that wasn't going to be healthy for him since there's no point in him blossoming. But I kept these two because I kept imagining that I would be able to get more plants out of it, but I don't know what I'm doing with that. So if anyone has any help or suggestions, please let me know, because it would be fun to get more sundews out of him. He's just a baby. I didn't know babies would grow, you know, little flowers like that. But and then the last week or so he started doing the same thing, and I know I should probably cut it off, but I just don't. I don't know. Let me know if I should, if it's going to be super detrimental to them. I would rather have them grow bigger and better as plants than try to reproduce. Anyway, so I have them all in their separate little containers so they can be in their own little pool of water. And I like that better because these two particularly are growing way bigger than their little containers, which I think is a good thing. So I'm going to leave them like that for a while, and I really don't think that they need to be transported to a new pot for a long time. But anyway, so this guy and this guy, the little twins here, their red coloration went away because I guess the greenhouse or whatever that they're typically kept in at the breeder, they're not called breeders, are they? I have no idea. Anyway, I assume it's a lot brighter there. But this window, I mean, it's bright for my eyes. Oops. It's bright for my eyes, so I would assume that it's doing good for the plants. But still watering with distilled water. And then also my parents have a rain barrel, so sometimes they'll fill me up some of their rainwater. And yeah. Anyway, so that's my sundews and my pitcher plants. Now let me go outside and I'll show you the rest of the carnivorous plants. I always hate coming out here because spiders always jump on me, wasps like crazy. It's actually very interesting because if you've seen the last video that I made, I had this thing upside down on the table like a dummy, and it had a huge wasp nest inside, which is why wasps were everywhere. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare. So anyway, I have a little bit of water left in here, so I don't think I need to water them quite yet. I think that an animal has been getting in to here and like dug it, and I think that there's animals or birds or whatever drinking out of here too, because yes, it's hot. Yes, it's been 100 every day. But like, for example, one day I filled it up in the middle of the day to like a little too high, but I knew it would evaporate quickly, so I didn't worry too much about the rhizome. But when I came home, it was like similar to this level. So I think something's been drinking out of it. But that being said, here are my lovely plants. These 3 started as one plant. Is that true? I think that's true. Yeah, those 3 started as one plant, which is why they're not very big, because I'm pretty sure I was still supposed to keep them together. I think that's how flytraps are supposed to be, but oh well. And then this is the one that used to be red and it changed to green too, and I don't really understand why. If anyone can help me understand why, that would be fantastic. And I know these guys are in the shade, but they were just evaporating their water so fast. So they get direct sunlight multiple times per day, and they seem to be happy, and their water's not drying out too much. Also, sometimes if it rains, I forget to pull them out of the direct rain path, and then the huge water droplets drop on them, and I don't want them to get damaged that way. So I think it's just overall better for them to be under the little, under the roof. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, if you know about plants, but I think that that's the best call. I think this guy, I need to give him more water. I need to find something in between this size and this size to put this guy in, but I don't have any more Glad containers left, so I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, who needs to buy actual plant stuff when you have all those food containers that you don't need? So anyway, that's what these guys look like. They seem to be doing well. I think I was accidentally giving them root rot for a while because I didn't realize that you needed to go really low on the water level. I was having it really far up sometimes, and I'm realizing that probably started root rot on the rhizome. So if you're having plants like this, don't do that. Also, critique me in the comments again if you know what you're talking about with these types of plants. Give me any ideas. I really don't want to repot them because I've repotted them so many times in the last year, like at least 3 or 4 times. And so I would like for them to just be able to like breathe in their own pot. Also, if anyone knows how to give them plant feed, because I've put the drops in these, but it doesn't seem to really like work like it does the other plants, and I don't want to mess these plants up, like their health. So just let me know if there's something that I could do better. Okay, well that's all the carnivorous plants that I have, but I still have some more plants to show you, just so you can see what I've been up to. It looks like mold, doesn't it? It's hard for me to tell. Doesn't that look like mold? Tell me if there's something I should do. I should probably repot it, but please give me suggestions in the comments. But that being said, for the most part, until I noticed that this week, I only noticed it a few days ago. I think I've been overwatering it, and it's kind of cool in this room, and it doesn't get, I leave this window open a lot, and it has the sun from here, but it's not like the most light ever, even though it looks lit. This plant was looking kind of empty up here, but these 2 vines down here, I think there was 2 or 3, they were getting really long. They were like down here, and I figured, hey, I want to try propagating. So I heard that if you cut off kind of the bottom areas of the plants like this, it'll grow fuller at the top for a little while before it starts growing down a bit. So that's exactly what I did, and so now it looks beautiful at the top. But I've had this thing for about a year, and it's still in this size of pot, which is exactly the size I have the new plants in that I'll show you. And I'm wondering if I should definitely change the pot, or if you think it matters, because again, I have the mold issue. Should I go up a size? I don't know. Please give me suggestions, because I really love this plant. It's my favorite non-carnivorous plant that I have. That's not really saying that much, but please give me a suggestion, because this is my mother plant to all my other little plants. Anyway, so yeah, it's doing well for the most part, other than the obvious things that I showed you. I just love like how this is hanging down. So anyway, so previously I cut off at these little markers here a bunch of spots, and then I propagated them. And after propagating, I now have these 2 plants and the one over in the corner over there. So this guy is the one that's been doing the best out of all the ones that I have propagated. You wouldn't even realize I propagated him. I think maybe I put less in his container, because I feel like I only have a few and I have a lot in all the other ones, and maybe there's just too many for the container. Huh. I'm not sure. That's interesting. I'll have to figure that out. But he's been doing really good. So I swapped him because he was taking up too much space. These plants here, they are growing some big leaves. I think these are actually the same leaves that I probably cut off in the first place. But these ones were smaller, and now they're growing their own stuff, and it's been lovely. Yeah, anyway, so propagating is really fun. I got 3 new plants out of just the 1 plant, and that's freaking awesome. This plant was given to me, and it was suffering for so long, man, for so long. And then finally I was like, oh, it's root bound. And so I repotted this guy, and then I moved this guy into this guy's old pot. Can you imagine? Can you believe that I had this thing in this pot until like 2 weeks ago? I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, so he was extremely root bound. He was also pretty root bound. He only went up a little bit of a size, but it was enough to start giving another little thing. And it's funny because like I literally never touched him. I had no idea these leaves were like solid like that. I thought they were like regular leaves. They're freaking solid. Anyway, can't believe I never touched my own plant. But yeah, that one was given to me a few months after the other ones, I think Christmas time. And then this guy This guy is the one that I think I need the most help with. I finally have him in a big container, so I think that part is probably solved. But like, what do I need to trim? What do I need to do? He looks awful. Like, he looks awful. Like, oh my gosh. I know this is a plant tour, but I guess this is mostly just like a help me kind of video, because I don't care about regular plants typically, but I wanted to have a few because I've been told that they are helpful and they give off like, I don't know, like pheromones to help you to be less depressed or something like that. So that was my goal. I wanted to have at least a few. So I really like this type of plant. I think I'll mostly stick to that, but I have him and I don't want him to die. So please give me some tips on what to prune. What can I do to help him out? He is struggling on the struggle bus right now. Well, thank you for watching my video. That's all I have for you. I have every plant in my house except Roy's little miniature bamboo that he has in his office, but I didn't feel like showing you that because it's not technically my plant. So if you like this video, please like and consider subscribing. The YouTube algorithm really likes when you engage with my videos. Well, everyone's videos. This is literally just how it works. So YouTube likes, YouTube, Instagram, all those social media platforms, they want to see engagement. That means liking my posts, sharing my posts, commenting on my posts, any of the above, even dislikes, although please don't dislike my video unless you legitimately dislike it. Don't just dislike it for kicks. Anyway, but yeah, that's what engagement is, and YouTube and other social media platforms want to see it. It's not really, views aren't really like how it works anymore. Obviously views are very important for growth of anyone's channel, but just so you're aware of like how those things work, they like engagement, they like sharing, they like things like that. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please think about leaving a comment and letting me know, and also hitting the like button. And if you're not subscribed and you kind of enjoy my content and want to be able to find me again, just hit the subscribe button, and yeah, all of your dreams will come true. Just kidding, that can't promise that, but hopefully your dreams will come true. Miniature life update now that the video is over. For people who would like to hear, I am still in nail school, and nail school is very fun. I love it a lot, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. And so by the time I come home and like I'm not doing nail school at the time, I'm like dead and I want to just like go play video games or like go to sleep. So, you know, anyway, I really love nails, but it's kind of hard to film my old type of content and my new type of content at the same time. So I'm probably gonna have nail content on the channel if I want to keep the channel going regularly. So I don't want to do only nail content on this channel, but just so you know, there probably will be some, and I'm gonna try to keep it at least somewhat either fun or educational, not just like random nail stuff. We'll see how it goes, but that's my goal. I don't know how often I'm gonna upload. I'm not gonna promise anything, but let's just have fun with the time that we have. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.